How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here of House Hedge Gaming, and it is WrestleMania season. I'm going to go over my thoughts on what's going to happen at WrestleMania 38 in Texas next weekend. But before I do, I want to hit on some news and notes that I have missed over the past few weeks since I haven't done any videos. If you want to see why, I posted a video on that a few days ago. You can watch that video and learn the behind the scenes here at House Hedge Gaming. But let's go over the news and notes that has happened, and I got to start off on a bad note, unfortunately, with the passing of Scott Hall. Scott Hall left us almost 2 weeks ago because of complications of hip surgery, and the man suffered 3 heart attacks and unfortunately wasn't able to kick out. Scott Hall, known as Razor Ramon, had a great career in WWE, revolutionized the business in WCW as part of the NWO, but before that, even before WWE, he was Big Scott Hall in the AWA, teaming up with Curt Hennig. And here's one of those guys that in the ring, nobody could touch him. He was one of those people that when he got in the ring, he was on a different level. And he was one of those great minds in wrestling. And very fortunately enough, even though he did have his demons to battle, he had friends there to help him out. Especially Diamond Dallas Page got him on the right track to where he was able to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, which a lot of people didn't think he would ever happen because, unfortunately, he lost his way a good little bit. And with drinking and drugs and all, got to him. But luckily, he was able to fight through it with the help of friends, and he got into the Hall of Fame. He was able to enjoy a resurgence on his career and being able to go through the circuit of going to the conventions and everything and meet the fans. And to me, that's a big win. To be able to turn his life around and be able to do that. I'll never forget when Scott Hall showed up in WCW for the first time, walking down the steps in between the crowd and going to the ring. And I looked at my dad and I was like, "Dad, what's Scott Hall doing on WCW, or what is Razor Ramon doing on WCW TV on Nitro?" And my dad looked at me and he was like, "Son, I don't know, but he's up to no good." And that's a memory that will always stick with me. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of Scott Hall and the fans. We all got affected by it, and we're going to miss him. So unfortunately, that's something I wanted to talk about. It wouldn't have been right if I'm doing a wrestling review or anything like that without mentioning him. Another thing that happened over the past few weeks is the injury of Big E. Big E suffered a broken neck on SmackDown after taking a belly-belly suplex from Ridge Holland on the floor, where he landed almost like straight up and down. He fractured his C1 and his C6, I do believe, C5 or C6. I can't remember off the top of my head. But luckily, he's able to move around. It's in question if he'll be able to get back in the ring, because the C1, which is right on the top, like right at the top here, if it gets fractured, sometimes it doesn't heal right. But hopefully Big E's one of those cases where it will heal back to almost full or to full health, and he'll be able to get back in the ring and rejoin the New Day, or to get back in the ring and just entertain the fans in general. Because Big E is just one of those guys that he gets in there, he brings the crowd up, he brings the spirits up and everything, and he just exudes positivity. Like, it's not just a mantra that the New Day promotes. That's Big E. Like, he promotes positivity, and he is just one of those guys that I enjoy seeing, and a lot of people do, when he gets in the ring, and he's one of those big guys in the ring that's just so good. And hopefully he can get back in the ring. So, Big E, if you see this video, you probably won't, but you never know. If you see it, I hope you keep getting better. Get back in the ring, because we miss you. The New Day is something special, and it should never be broken up, because you three together, you found magic. And hopefully that magic can stay for a very long time. And the world needs entertainment like you guys. Because you guys do a lot of great things. And not only WWE, but just in the outside of the WWE universe, you guys bring positivity. And that's what the world needs right now. So, Big E, get better. And hopefully we'll see you back in the ring, man. Because you are one entertaining son of a gun. Next, we found out today that Triple H's in-ring career is finished after his health scare in September. Turns out that he had a form of pneumonia that was causing fluid around his lungs and in his lungs and around his heart that caused the cardiac event, and now he has a pacemaker, and so he's not going to be able to wrestle anymore. His last televised match was him against Randy Orton at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia a couple years ago, and it was a 30-minute affair, good match, and it's a great way to end his career. It's not the way he wanted to, but the way I see it, he's here now, being able to tell us about what happened, and he's able to watch his kids still grow up and enjoy life with his wife Stephanie and his 3 lovely girls. So I see that as a big win. So yeah, he's not able to get in the ring anymore, but the biggest thing is that he's still with his family. So on behalf of myself, thank you, Triple H, for 25 years of wrestling memories. You, sir, were the cerebral assassin. You were the game, and you were definitely terrorizing. So thank you, Triple H, for all that. You may never see this video, but I just want to put that out there. Finally, before we get into the WrestleMania card, breaking news today, Shad Gaspard will be awarded the Warrior Award. Now, here's a guy I wish I could have met. I heard nothing but good things about him. He was one of those guys that was very humble. He never caused any trouble in the locker rooms. He was always a great guy to everybody. And the last act that people remember him from was May of 2020, where he passed away because he was saving his son from a riptide current. And unfortunately, he drowned. And the Warrior Award, when it was originally created, it was for the people behind the scenes of WWE, but it turned into something a lot more. And it celebrates the accomplishments of individuals who have either survived cancer or fight against the odds or help out their communities, things of that nature. And Shad Gaspard is definitely one of those people that deserves the award. So he will receive that award posthumously on the 1st of April during the Hall of Fame award ceremony, where right now we have 3 inductees for the Hall of Fame, which is Vader, who will be getting it posthumously, Queen Sharmell, and The Undertaker. And you know, some people have said, why Queen Sharmell? Like, she doesn't deserve it. Big Van Vader, you dang right he deserves it. He had a hell of a career. Undertaker, don't have to say anything about his career. The man deserves it. But why Queen Sharmell? And the reason why is for me, she was a great character. Like, she was excellent at her role as Queen Sharmell to King Booker. They had great chemistry. And not just because they're husband and wife. Those two with the King's Court and everything was just so good. And people hated Sharmell. And I think she did a great job at that. And I believe that she deserves that spot in the Hall of Fame. So, but that's my thoughts on that. So let's get into it. WrestleMania 38, coming to you from Texas. The most stupendous WrestleMania ever. We'll see. It is by far one of the weirdest builds to a WrestleMania I've seen in a long time. I don't know what WWE has done to think that this is a good build. Honestly, in my opinion, there's not much to look forward to. Like, there's 1 or 2 things, don't get me wrong, and I'll point those out when I get to them. But to me, it's not the big spectacular that we have been accustomed to having. Like last year, everybody was looking forward to Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the title. We were looking forward to that. But last year, WrestleMania, 2 nights, amazing. This year, it's different. It hits different. That's like WWE 2K22. It hits different. So, all right, let's get into WrestleMania 38, coming to us from Texas. 2-night spectacular, the most stupendous WrestleMania ever. We'll see. The build for this has been a little bit weird, but let's go over the matches, and I'll let you know what I'm thinking, what's going to happen. So, first off, for the Raw Tag Titles, RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle will be defending the championships against the Street Profits and Alpha Academy in a triple threat match. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a really good match. Like, these combination of teams have been against each other for the past several weeks, and there hasn't been a bad match. There's been a couple of, there was that scary botch with Randy Orton where he possibly had the shoulder injury. Luckily, he didn't. Other than that, there's been some great matches, and I can't wait to see these three teams in there at one time in the grandest stage of them all. And I see Randy Orton and Matt Riddle retaining the titles. I love the Street Profits. I think they're doing great as a tag team. Montez Ford's on a whole different level, though. That man should be separate, should be in singles competition soon. And I can see him winning the championship. I definitely can. Angelo Dawkins is a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but Montez Ford's on a different level. That man should have a singles championship soon. As far as Alpha Academy goes, they're probably one of the best heel teams out there right now, next to Usos. Not just because of their character, because their ring work, they're great. But I honestly see RK Bro retain their championship. Next, on SmackDown, for the Smackdown Tag Titles, the Usos going against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boggs. Anyway, I'm not thrilled about it. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. I love the Usos. I think Boogs has been thrown in there. It's like the rest of it is a tuxedo, and he's a brown pair of shoes. He just doesn't fit. And don't get me wrong, he is a strong son of a gun, and I would never want to piss him off. But I don't see Shinsuke and Boogs winning the tag titles. I don't. I see the Usos retaining, and the family still keeping that gold intact. Next, we have Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. I can't say anything. I think Drew McIntyre is going to destroy him. At first I liked the Happy Corbin thing where he was all happy and giddy because he won big in Vegas and he was able to get out of the doldrums and all. But then you paired him with Madcap Moss and they turned it into a comedy act. And everybody has been making fun of the Baron Corbin mid-card vortex, and unfortunately Drew McIntyre got sucked into it. And I will just say this right now. I think Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, something Corbin, whatever you want to put, I honestly believe he is a tremendous talent. There's no question about it. He can give a promo, and he's good in the ring. But I wish that they would just let him do his thing. Like, don't give him the Happy, don't give him the Baron, don't give him a stupid gimmick. Just let him be a badass. Let him be a big, tough son of a gun. Like, this could potentially have been a boss fight between Drew McIntyre and Corbin. But having the whole Happy and Madcap and stuff like that just doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully, in my world, this would be the end of Happy Corbin. Drew McIntyre claymores the Happy right out of him. And then you have him go back to Baron Corbin. He's like, nah, I got to get back to business. I have money, cool, but I got to get back to business because this Happy stuff is not getting me gold. So hopefully that'll turn around. Next, in one of 3 celebrity matches in WrestleMania 38, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Now, last year, Bad Bunny teamed up with Damian Priest against The Miz and Morrison. And that was a hellacious tag match. Very entertaining. And Bad Bunny raised the bar for celebrity matches. I think for celebrities that are currently in wrestling, Bad Bunny and McAfee are right there. They're side by side. Because McAfee in NXT had some great stuff with Adam Cole. And he was involved in War Games. Entertaining as hell. But he was the heel. He was the bad guy. Him going in as the babyface commentator against Austin Theory is going to be a little bit weird, and his gesturing towards McAfee with the wacky arms and everything a few nights ago on SmackDown, or a few nights ago on Raw, was very weird to me. Like, I think McAfee he's better as a bad guy, better as a heel than he is as a babyface. So, but as far as they go, I could see McAfee winning. I think McAfee could do it. Or you have Vince McMahon interfere on behalf of Austin Theory. Or if McAfee wins, McMahon comes out there and slaps the hell out of Austin Theory. And goes like, how'd you lose to McAfee? Like, you're in the ring. He's not. Like, he could do that stuff. But I see Pat McAfee winning. Next up, for the women's tag titles, in a 4-way match, you have the champions Selena Vega and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi, versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. The first 2 tag matches, you have tag teams. The women's, I'm glad they brought the women's tag titles back, but I just wish they could just keep tag teams. I really do. They had promise a few years back when they first started. You had the Kabuki Warriors, you had Sasha and Bailey and all, but then everybody just, you're throwing two people together and you hope and pray they're a tag team. Either keep tag teams together or don't have the tag belts. But I think this is going to be a good match. I would really love to see Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan win it. Because Liv Morgan deserves championship gold. She has been busting her ass for several years, and she keeps getting better and better. And I love the character. Her and Ripley, I think, are a great match. Keep them together, WWE. For the love of goodness, just keep them together. Please, like, have some tag teams in the women's division. But I can see Rhea and Liv winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Next, you have celebrity match number 2. As Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul. He'll be fine. Now, I honestly think he'll be fine for the simple fact that he's done some boxing, so he knows how to take a hit. But he also has some character. I think he needs a little bit of polish. They may be rushing this a little bit too soon to be for it to be on WrestleMania. I think this has been great at SummerSlam, but you know what? They got to throw all the stops in to get as many things they can to draw as the product. I would not be surprised to see Miz and Logan Paul winning and possibly have Dominic turn on his daddy or Rey turn on Dominic and say, hey, you're not good enough to keep the lineage going of the Mysterio name, and then you could have father versus son at SummerSlam. But I see Miz and Logan Paul winning, and I'm going to watch this back after WrestleMania, and I'll be like, boy, did I call that wrong? But we'll see what happens. Next, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville, and an anything goes match. I don't know why they didn't just call it a Texas Street Fight, or a Texas Death Match, or a Street Fight, or an Extreme Rules. Whatever you want to call it, they went with anything goes. I see jackassery shenanigans happening in this match. Somebody's going to get hit in the nuts. Somebody's going to fall off of something large. And somebody's going to take a hard hit. And somehow, some way, I see Knoxville winning. I don't want it to happen. But I see it happening. Because Jackass, the movie, was out this year. They need a happy ending on Jackass. And this might be a lead into Jackass Never Say Never, or Jackass Fall Forever or something, the next movie. But I'll commend Knoxville for getting in the ring with Sami Zayn. For Knoxville just to get in the ring. The man can take a hit. He can't sell worth a damn, but he can take a hit. So hopefully Zayn just lanes into him, and we'll see what happens. But somehow, some way, I see Knoxville winning this match. Next up, Edge versus AJ Styles. I can see Edge winning this, but this is the match. I think this is the match that's going to steal the show. I honestly do. Edge is in great shape. AJ Styles is in great shape. They are both fresh, ready to go. I can see them stealing the show. Like, this is a dream match for a lot of fans, and I think they're going to deliver. I really do. I don't think it's going to be the great caliber of Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25, but I think it can get there. It's right there. Like, they're going to steal the show. I honestly think it's going to happen, and I think Edge is going to end up winning the match. But it's going to be a hell of a barn burner, and I cannot wait to see it. That's the match. That's one of those matches that I'm excited to see. So I think Edge is going to win it. Next, the me getting the crap scared out of me right there. Thanks, Spider. Next, the KO show with Steve Austin. Stone Cold himself coming back home to Texas in front of the crowd at WrestleMania. This is the thing that everybody's been speculating on. Will it be a match? Will it be an interview? Will it be a street fight? It's rumored that this is going to end night 1. I don't think they're just going to end night 1. KO, making fun of Texas, making fun of Austin. The glass shatters. Here comes Austin. Stunner. Go home happy. I don't think that's going to end that way. If they're going to have this end night 1, you better have it end in a fight. Not a match. Don't do a match. You do a fight. You do a brawl. They just brawl around ringside for a little bit. Austin kicks the crap out of KO. KO gets a little offense. Next thing you know, Austin gives the stunner, salutes him, goes to the crowd, salutes them, drinks in all the adulation from the crowd. Owen starts getting back up. Austin goes, screw you. Stunner again. There you have it. Crowd goes home happy on night one, ready to go. But I think it's going to be a fight. I hope it is. Don't need it to be something spectacular. Don't need it to be something to be all technical or anything like that. Just have it be a fight. Don't have a match. Just let it be unsanctioned chicanery and tomfoolery for about 5-6 minutes or whatever. Let the fans go home happy if you're going to be having it as the main event of night one. Next, for the Raw Women's title, you have champion Big Time Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Now, this is a match that's been building up since SummerSlam last year, where Becky came in and beat Bianca in less than 30 seconds to win the Women's Championship. This one's going to be a little bit weird. Because this one, Becky said that she's going to humiliate Bianca Belair. If Bianca wins, I see her getting her hair cut. I don't think that's really going to happen, but I can see it happening. Because Becky would probably think, you know what? You might have beat me, but I'm going to take away your hair. I'm going to take away the one thing that makes you you. And humiliate you in front of all these people watching around the world and here in Texas. I can see it happening. But I can see Bianca also winning and then Becky running off like a scalded dog. And she'll just be like, you know what? I wasn't good that day. But either way, I see Bianca winning. I don't see how she can lose after everything that happened at SummerSlam and how she's been trying to fight back and everything. I'm glad she's not wrestling Doudrop, even though I do not mind those matches because they have been really good. And it's always impressive when Bianca picks Doudrop up and hits her with the KOD. But I think this match is going to be really good, and I see Bianca win the title. So, next for the SmackDown Women's Championship, you have Charlotte Flair defending against Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Again, a weird build. They want to get Ronda back out there to get the big name for WrestleMania, and she is a big name, and I respect what she does in the octagon. I respect what she does in the ring. I honestly think that between this and the Raw Women's matches, they got them flipped. I honestly think they should have Becky against Ronda and Charlotte against Bianca. I think that's what should be for WrestleMania, but you know what? I'm not a booker, and if you want me to be a booker, WWE, by all means, please let me know. You can contact me through this YouTube channel. Never going to happen. Anyway, but as far as Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey goes, I think that Charlotte's going to retain. And surprisingly enough, you may see Ronda tap out. I think that's what's going to happen. Charlotte's going to tap out Ronda. And if she does, Texas might riot. But we'll see what happens. So it should be a decent match. The last time they fought each other was back at Survivor Series a few years ago. And they beat the holy hell out of each other. And I think they're going to do that again here in Texas. So WrestleMania 38 is going to be a brawl. But I think Charlotte's going to end up getting the W. And finally, we have the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar going up against the Universal Champion Roman Reigns in a winner-take-all match. This is going to be two big guys beating the holy hell out of each other. And the way I see it, it could be a coin flip. I could see either man coming out as the double champion. I really do. On one hand, I could see Brock Lesnar doing it because the past few times he's fought Reigns hasn't been the clear-cut winner that he would like it to be. And plus, Reigns did beat the holy hell out of him at Madison Square Garden a few weeks back in their big show and left Brock laying. But I can see Brock winning the belts, holding them both up, pyro going off, fans go home happy. But I can also see Roman Reigns continuing to be the head of the table and holding both belts. And then wait and see who comes in and challenges him and possibly dethrones him. Might take a while longer, but you know what? Whoever does, it can make or break them. It can make their career. If you get some young guy to do that against Roman Reigns, it might end up being something that'll just take off. Might be Veer Mahan. Who knows? But either way, I think it's going to be a good match. But if I got to choose one or the other, I'll go with Brock. But I can honestly see it go either way. But that is it. That is the WrestleMania card for this year. I think it's going to be pretty good. I know the build's been a little bit wonky for it, but you know what? I honestly believe that WrestleMania this year, there's going to be some hidden gems that you just got to wait through it a little bit. But when you see them, oh, chef's kiss. It's going to be so good. Like I said, Edge and AJ Styles are going to steal the show. But we'll see what happens next week, WrestleMania. And just keep this in your back pocket and watch my predictions. And then you'll see how bad I am at predicting wrestling events for the grandest stage of them all. Because WWE's just going to screw up everything. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video and checking out the channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you click the bell so you never miss an upload. Check out the Facebook page. The Facebook link is in the comment section. Not comment section, above the comment section. I don't know what it is. To be honest, after going through that card, my brain's a little bit fried. But you know what? It is okay. If you like it, definitely share it, comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. And until next time, stay safe and take care.